Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please confirm to me. Right. All right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. All right. I think we are discussing about IO streams related content as part of the prerequisite. Okay. Fine. What we completed so far in a prerequisite part here, so many topics here we completed there. A static keyword maybe after the static keyword. Next one after that, class dot for name method, new instance method. After completion of these two, IO streams, that means exception handling topics we started there. Throws keyword, try catch finally. After completion of throws and try catch finally, then we started with what there, IO streams. In IO streams, we had some discussion, brief discussion already we completed. The main purpose of IO streams is to perform input and output operations in Java applications. Reading data from input devices to Java application is called as input operation, where input devices may be keyboard, mouse, network. Sending data from Java application to output devices like called as output operation, where output devices may be monitor, printer, network, or database, anything. In general, in Java applications to perform input and output operations, we have to use streams. Java has provided all the streams in the form of some predefined classes in a java.io package. And before that, what is a stream? Stream is a medium or channel. It allows data in continuous flow from input devices to Java application and from Java application to output devices. Next one is in Java, there are two types of streams depending on the type of data which we allowed. Byte-oriented stream, character-oriented streams. Byte-oriented streams are able to allow the data in the form of bytes only, and byte-oriented streams are again divided into two types, input stream and output stream. Input stream is a byte-oriented stream. It allows the data in continuous flow in the form of bytes from input devices to Java application. Examples are given: byte input stream, file input stream, data input stream, buffered input stream, and so on. Output stream is a byte-oriented stream. It allows the data in continuous flow in the form of bytes from Java application to output devices. Byte array output stream, file output stream, buffered output stream, data output stream, object output stream, and so on. Character-oriented streams are able to allow the data in the form of characters only. Character-oriented streams are divided into two types again, a reader and a writer. Reader is almost the same as input stream. It allows the data in the form of characters in continuous flow from input devices to Java application. Char array reader, file reader, input stream reader, buffered reader. Writer is the same as output stream. It allows the data in the form of characters in a continuous flow from Java application to output devices. Char array writer, file writer, buffered writer, and so on. All byte-oriented stream classes are ended with a stream. All character-oriented streams are ended with either reader or with a writer. That is a simple recognition for us. Next one is dynamic input approaches. Here we started. So there are two types of input we are able to provide to the Java application. One is a static input, another one is what their dynamic input. If we provide input to data to the Java application at the time of writing program is called as what their static input. Example, I've taken calculator, f value is equal to 10, s value is equal to 20. Add method to perform addition operation, two values we required. At the time of writing the program itself, we provided both the values now. Next one is addition operation, subtraction or multiplication. Definitely we required there what there two values we required, that both the values are provided. at the time of writing the program. So this data is what their static input. But what is this dynamic input now? If we provide input to data to the applications at runtime, that is at the time of executing the application, then that input is called as what their dynamic input. Example I've given, add.java file I prepared. I'm trying to compile the program, java c space add.java. Then after that, I'm trying to execute the program, java space add. When we specify java space add and a command prompt, first it is asking enter first value colon 10, enter second value colon 20, enter first value colon 10, enter second value colon 20. This 10 and 2, 10 and 20 are like what they know, dynamic input. Dynamic input at the time of writing the program, sorry, at the time of executing the program, we provided this input data, dynamic input. Okay, then add result is what they know, 30 is the add result. No, that's okay, fine. In Java applications, to provide dynamic input, we have to use the following options. What are the various options here we are able to use there? First one is like what there, buffer reader. Second one is what there, scanner, and the third one is what there, console. Overall, three options are available to take dynamic input. Already we started the first approach, buffer reader. To get a dynamic input by using buffer reader, we have to use the following instructions. To get a dynamic input by using buffer reader, we have to use the following instructions. What is that instruction here we are using there now? Buffer reader br is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, system.in. Here I've given some clarity where system.in, what is this actually? Where in is a static variable in system class, it is representing predefined input stream object. That predefined input stream object is connected with the command prompt. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? System.in is what there? In is a static variable defined in system class. It is representing a predefined input stream object. That predefined input stream object is connected with what there? Command prompt. In the diagram I shown already. Buffer data diagram here, if you observe this is exactly. This is exactly system.in. The system.in is representing, in is a static variable in system class representing input stream object. This input stream object is connected with what there now? Command prompt. Okay, fine. Now here the point is what? If we provide any data on a command prompt, if we provide any data on a command prompt, automatically the data will come to the input stream object. Automatically the data will come to the input stream object in the form of a binary, in the form of bytes representation. But in my Java application, I need the data in the form of characters. I need the data in the form of string actually, but string data is nothing but what their collection of characters. But here the data is available in what representations? They know bytes representation. But I require the data in the form of what they know, character representation. So I need to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. I have to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. Everybody understand my point here? We have to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. To convert the data from bytes representation to character representation, what we have taken there now? Input stream reader here we have taken. The main purpose of input stream reader is to convert the data from bytes representation to character representation. Nice. Okay, fine. Finally, input stream reader has taken bytes data from input stream. Then it will be converted to individual characters. HELLO characters are available. Now, from input stream reader, I can read the data directly. No problem. We can read the data from input stream reader. But what is the problem actually? What is the problem actually? Problem is, if you want to read the data from input stream reader, it allows only one element at a time, one character at a time. It is not allowing all the data at a time here now. So if it allows only one character at a time read, in the sense, how many times we have to perform read operations now? Too many times here we have to perform read operations. How many number of characters are available in the data? Up to that many number of times we have to perform read operations. But performing read operations these many number of times now, automatically processing time will be increased. When processing time is increased, automatically performance of the application will be reduced. To overcome this problem, we need to go for what they know, buffer data. What that buffer data is able to do now, buffer data will read the data directly, and the data will be provided in the form of a buffer as a string. So once the data is available in the buffer reader, directly we can read the data in the form of a string directly in a single read attempt. In a single attempt of reading the data, we are able to get the total data as a string. Okay, to read data from buffer reader to Java application, here we are using two methods. What are the two methods here we are using there now? First one is a read method. Second one is what there now? A read line method. First one is what there now? A read method, and second one is what there? A read line method. Then here we have a question. What is that question here? What is the difference between a read method and a read line method? Already I given one difference clearly. Right, sir. What is the difference between read method and read line method? If you observe this, a read method is able to read a single character from buffer reader in the form of its ASCII value. That's why read method return type is what there? Integer. Why? Because ASCII value will be represented in the form of integer. Only ASCII value, the character value is written in the form of its ASCII value, single character. But whereas read line method can be used to read the total line of data from the buffer data, complete a line of data, not single word. I'm telling again. Durga software solutions, 3 words are available. Read line method is able to read the total data. Durga software solutions, not even a single word, not even Durga, right? Total data it able to read. It will read a line of data at a time from buffer data in the form of like what there no string. Okay, that's it. Now this is exactly the meaning of like what there read method and what next one can know read line method. Next one, after completion of this read method and read line method, have given one example. Programmatic proof here we have seen. What is the programmatic proof here we have seen there now? First we have taken the test class. Inside the test class, first I created what object I created here no buffer reader object here I created. What object I created here? Buffer reader. Buffer reader BR is equal to new buffer reader, new input stream reader, system.in. Next one is we have taken system.out print enter data. Why I'm using print method here? So here I'm asking to you, what is the difference between print and a println method? Print method is able to display the data and keeps the cursor in the same line. Println method is able to display the message and keeps the cursor in the next line. In the case of print method, if we provide any dynamic input, the dynamic input will be displayed on the same line what message it has displayed. Println method, in the case of println method, if you provide any dynamic input, no, dynamic input data will be displayed in the next line of the message what it was displayed. Okay, fine. Anyway, now here, what I am telling here after completion of this, after understanding this, finally here, what we completed here totally. Now, after getting the both the data, read line method data, just directly I displayed the data plus the data I given. Println of read method data. First I displayed ASCII value. Then after that, equivalent character also I displayed in the brackets. I have taken brackets where char I have taken there. Then val is a variable. That val a variable ASCII value is converted to character. Then respective character will be displayed clearly. Right, sir. This is what exactly the meaning of like what there buffer reader. Then basic program here we completed. Right, sir. That's okay. Good, nice. Now let's understand this. I want to go for one more example. Everybody has to understand this example now. Let me create a project here. Right click here, new Java project. Inside this Java project, I want to provide app09. Java is 17 and everything is okay. Click on next button. Then click on finish button. I not require this module. Module right from Java 9 version onwards, module creation is available but not required. All right, sir. Now here what I'm telling there, ABB09, it's okay. Now SRC folder is also existed here. Let me create a package, new package. What is that package here? We are using the com dot Durgasoft dot app09 dot test. All right. Now inside this, I want to prepare a class. Directly test class I want to prepare. Test public static void main string array aux. Click on finish button. And previously I got a question. Sir, I have Java 8 version and Eclipse Neon version I had there. Is it sufficient to use prepare our JDBC applications or total applications with this older versions? No, right? Neon version and Java 8 version, almost all they are almost all outdated versions. So then, what is the requirement to use outdated versions? No. Once the new versions are available in the market, what is the need of using outdated version? At present, I'm using Java 17. Still, I'm feeling somewhat guilty. Why I'm using 17 when 19 is available in the market? So, what I am telling there, at least even if not required to go for 19, at least 17 if you use that, that will be somewhat better. So, what I am telling to you, better to use latest versions. So, Eclipse version, what I am using there, 2022-09 now. That means Eclipse is coming with this month and year format. 2022 is a year, 09 is what their month. That version is the latest version. For every 3 months of time, a new version will come. So at present, 09 version is available in 2022. Try to download it, try to use it. Apart from that, Java 17, as I'm using that, better to use this. Whatever the configuration I'm following inside the class, then try to follow the same configurations. Try to repeat the same work first. After that, you may go for your own manipulations over the programming. First, we are listening the class. You have to practice the class. So we have to follow what they know. Same, initially what we are using, the same thing here we have to follow. Yes, sir? All of you are getting clarity, no? Right. Now, observe carefully. Here I have a program. What is my program here? I want to take two numbers as a dynamic input, and I want to perform addition operation over them, and I want to display result value. Arithmetic addition I want to perform. Please remember this. I want to perform what there? Arithmetic addition. Right? If you want to take dynamic input, what intersection here we have to use? Now tell me, all of you know. If you want to take dynamic input, what intersection here we have to use there? Come on, what is that intersection here? Buffered reader, BR is equal to, or maybe, and naming conventions, variables, not required to go for any shortcut names now. Buffered reader, take that entire class name is a variable buffered reader, but where B is small. That's a variable convention. Variables will start with a lowercase letter, subsequent symbols will start with what their uppercase letters. So buffered reader is equal to, this is original naming convention. I can take buffered reader BR is equal to, but that is not suggestible. Even in any testing cases, I may use that BR, no, but right convention is what there. Try to take the total class name in a variable convention. Okay, buffered reader is equal to new buffered reader of new input stream reader of, here what we have to provide there, no, system.in now. Guys, now this is like what I'm telling there, buffered reader here we have taken. When we have taken buffered reader, then I want to take two numbers as an input. So first of all, I will ask to that user system.out.printf, not even print method. I want to say like what there, first value. Okay, then user may enter first value here. I need to read that first value or not. Now here what I have to do there, string first value is equal to, either we can take like this, first value or f value. It's okay. Now it's okay, fine, no problem. I'm talking about difference variables previously. We can take completely string of first value is equal to br dot what method, you know, read line method, not br here. What is this? No, yeah, buffered reader. Even I was habituated for that, but buffered reader dot read line method here we have taken. So now observe carefully. If you follow that, I'm following some good programming practice. First of all, I've taken main method, one line gap I've given. Then buffer reader is one in a section, I've taken gap. Next again, one line space I've taken. These two lines I've taken as a single unit. Why? Because that code division we have to provide clearly. If you do that, it will be very good to see that program. Everybody can understand our program clearly. Right, sir. Here we are getting an error. Please recognize this. Why we are getting an error, sir? Come on, why we are getting an error? Already given clarity on it previously. Why? Because buffer reader readline method is able to throw out an exception. That exception is what there? No, IO exception. So this method is rising some IO exception. So compiler is giving information or not? I'm not executing that program now. Now I'm typing the program. So auto compilation is going on. Compiler is giving a message. What is that message here? No. Compiler is giving a message. What is that message here? If you run this program, exactly in this location, you will get an exception. It was already identified. So try to handle it. How we are going to handle it now? Either we have to use throws keyword or we have to use what there now? Try catch finally. As of now, just I want to simplify my code. I want to go for what there now? Throws keyword only. Not to go for what there now? Try catch finally. Now just move cursor there, move cursor over there. Then what we are getting there now? Add throws declaration surround with try catch. Now add throws declaration. Here it is asking the IO exception, but for generic form I'm going to use, instead of specifying this IO exception, what I want to specify there no exception. If I specify exception, then what will happen there no? Any type of exception that main method is providing, that everything will be throws out to the JVM. Caller of the main method. Who is the caller of the main method? No, JVM. Right, sir. That's okay. Now here we are getting first value. Similarly, how to get second value or not? If you want to get second value, again here I've taken one line space. Why? Because code division. Okay. Now here sysna.out print of only print method, not print ln, where I'm going to use like what they know second value. Second value. Here I'm using that second value partition. Okay, good. Now here I need to take that string value. String second value is equal to what we have to do, sir? Now tell me buffered reader dot read line method here we have taken. Okay. Finally, how many dynamic inputs here we have taken there? Now tell me how many dynamic inputs here we have taken? No, two dynamic inputs here we have taken or not? For two dynamic inputs here we have taken there no first value, second value. Then we have to perform addition operation. Then result operation. Result of this addition operation here we have to provide. Now let us check this clearly. Sysna doubted print all print off. Observe carefully. Later I'll go for print. Don't worry. Now here add result. Add result. Then I will provide value here. What value here I will provide there? First value plus first value plus the second value. Both the values here we provided. Now it is not print ln. It is not print method. Now it is a print ln method here. Understand it? Finally, here we are able to get some value here. Guys, observe carefully. If I execute this program, program will ask to me enter first value. I will enter 10 is the value. Program will ask me enter second value. I will enter 20 is the value. I'm expecting the add result is what there 30. I'm expecting 10 plus 20 30. I'm expecting actually add value. Are you getting my point or not? I'm expecting what value here? No 30. So here first value is what there 10. First value is what there 10. Enter button. Second value is what there no 20. If I click on enter button, I'm expecting add result is what there 30. I'm expecting what that add result no 30. Observe carefully whether I'm going to get 30 or not. Now observe carefully. What we are getting there? Expected value is 30, but here what I got there? What I got there? 10 or 20 I got there. 10 or 20 I got there. Then observe carefully where is the problem here now? Observe carefully. When I ask to the user enter first value, when user has entered 10 is the value, read line method is reading the data and returning the data in the form of what value? String value. So 10 is the value I entered. That is not numeric 10 now. That is what there no string 10. Next one, second value. I entered second value. I enter second value. Answer my point here. Then here, what we provided here now, a read line method here we have used. Read line method is taking the 20 as a value and return the 20 value in the form of what value? No, string value. So first value, second value, both the values are string values or not? First value, second value, both are string values or not? String variables or not? Between two string variables, if we apply plus operator, between two string variables, if we provide plus operator. Now plus operator is what there? Plus operator is like string concatenation it is performing or arithmetic addition it is performing now. Plus operator operation is depending on the operands what we provided. If we provided two string or at least one string, concatenation is going on. If we provide both are integer values, no, where arithmetic addition is going to be performed. Out of these two operands, no, both the operands or at least one operand is a string where concatenation is going on. But if we provide both the operands as integer values or float values or one integer, one float value, any numeric values if we provide, where what it able to perform there, no, arithmetic addition it able to perform. So here what it has performed here, no, string of concatenation is has performed. Because of the string of concatenation only, here we are getting output like what there. What is that output here we are getting there? That output value is like what there, no, 10, 20 we are getting there. But what is my requirement still? What is my requirement still? My requirement is I want to perform arithmetic addition. If you want to perform arithmetic addition, we required integer values or not. To perform arithmetic addition, we require what they know, integer values or not. But actually values are available in the form of string or not. Values are available in the form of string, but I require the values in the form of integers or not. Then we have to think how we are going to convert the data from string values to integer value. If it is possible to convert the data from string type to integer type, if it is possible to convert the data from string type to integer type, then it is very simple to perform arithmetic addition. Both the values we will convert into integer, then after that we are able to perform arithmetic addition over the value. It's very simple to perform that arithmetic addition over both the values now. Get my point or not? So here, how am I able to do this particular one here? Right, for the purpose to convert the data from string value to integer variable, integer values, there we are going to use wrapper classes. I think already we understood that. Even though if you are not understand this wrapper classes, point is very clear. For every primitive data type, there is a class type. That class is what they know, wrapper class. All of you get my point or not? Say for example. All right, sir. Now here, classes representation of primitive data types. Classes representation of primitive data types is called as wrapper classes. For every primitive data type, there is a class type. Observe carefully: byte, short, int, long, float. Then what next one? Double. Then what next one? Char. Next one is like what? Boolean. All these are primitive data types. For all these primitive data types, there are some wrapper classes actually. All right. So first one is java.lang.byte. Java.lang is a package where B is a capital. So now this is like what I'm telling you now. This is a wrapper class type. This is exactly like what their wrapper class type. Next one is short, java.lang.short. Next one is int, java.lang.integer. Not int, integer, java.lang.integer. Next one is after that java.lang.long, L is capital. Next one is java.lang.float. Java.lang.float. Next one is what there? Java.lang.double. Next one is char. For char, what is available here? No, character is existed here. Character. Last one for boolean data type, no, java.lang.boolean is existed. Observe carefully here the point what I am telling there. To convert data from string type to the equivalent number type. Equivalent number type. I'm telling to you clearly that equivalent number type here. What is that equivalent number type here? I'm telling you no. Right now here it may be like what there, byte comma and short comma int comma and so on. From string type to equivalent number type, we will use the following static method from all wrapper classes. From all what they know wrapper classes. All of you observe carefully. So to convert the data from string type to the equivalent number type, that is byte, short, int, and so on, we will use the following static method from all wrapper classes. What method is available here? Now observe carefully. Public static xxx, small xxx, I'm telling there number types like byte, short, int, like whatever it may be, anything here. Then here that method is what there, parse xxx method, where string value here we have to provide. Parse xxx where string value here we have to provide. Understand my point clearly? Parse xxx method here we are able to use. Examples I'm telling to you, observe carefully. Int val is equal to integer dot parse int of double quotation 10. Understand my point or not? Now the 10 value is provided in the form of what there no string. That the double quotations 10 value will be converted to int value 10 value. Understand my point clearly? What I'm telling to you now. Okay. Similarly, parse float and parse byte, parse long, like this. All the values are existed clearly. We can observe this clearly. Now here, this is sufficient for us now. Now in our program here, data is available in the form of what variables? No, string variables. Now I have to convert the data in the form of integers or not? To convert this data in the form of integers from string type, no, what we have to use there? No, we have to use a parse xxx method or not? We have to use what method here? No, parse xxx method here we have to use. Now let us check this clearly. I'm going to use like this. Now directly int value I'm telling there, int val1 is equal to integer dot parse int of first value. Now automatically the first value will be converted to what they know, val1, that is of type what they know, int. Similarly, what next one can know, int val2 is equal to what next one can know, integer dot parse int of what next one can know, second value. Finally, first value and second value are converted from string type to integer type or not? First value and second value both are converted to from string type to integer type or not? Now here that integer types are like what there, val1 and val2 that we are getting. Now inside this, then what I am telling there, system dot out dot println of. Now here what I want to provide here as is here now here this time here I want to perform like what there again here, add a result here I want to provide. Now tell me, system dot out dot print method println, for example. All right, so now here I want to provide like what there, add results. Now here whenever we are providing add result here, now let me take this plus, then here what do we want to provide there? Now tell me, val1 plus val2, that values can be provided. Now here first operation is what there, concatenation. Now the second operation is what there, what we are able to get here, 10 and 20 we provided, but instead of displaying 10 and 20 we are able to get what value here? No, 30 value here we are able to get. Now let us check this clearly. Let me execute this program. First value I'm going to enter 10 now. Click on enter button. Second value 20 I provided. First add result is a 10 20. Second add result is what there, no, 30. First add result is what there, 10 20, and second result is what there, no, 30. Now here instead of saying this add result here, just I want to say like what there, concat result. Concat result would be like what there, 10 20 we are getting. Now add result is like what there, 30 we are getting. First value is 10, second value is 20. Here we are getting concat result is what there, 10 20, and add result is like what there, 30 we are getting. Yes sir, got my point or not? Now here the point here what I am telling there, from this particular point here, observe carefully. Example code here I am telling that, so okay fine. Output also here I want to provide 10 20, okay. Right sir. Now let's understand this point previously. Now here the drawback with this buffer reader, almost all is a drawback here. What is the drawback with the buffer reader? No, in case of buffer read approach, if you want to take primitive data, if you want to take primitive data as a dynamic input, if you want to take primitive data as a dynamic input, then we have to use the following two steps. What are the two steps here we have to use there? Now step number one. What is the step number one? Oh, read primitive data as string values by using what's that one, by using a read line method. Any data we are able to read in the form of what they know, string value only by using read line method. Read primitive data as string values by using read line method. Next one is what they know, convert data from string type to what they know, string type to the respective primitive type by using what they know, wrapper classes. By using wrapper classes here we have to convert the data from string type to respective primitive data type. This is what we have to do there. Then immediately I given what exactly the meaning of wrapper classes. Wrapper classes. Classes representation of primitive data types is called as what they know, wrapper classes. All the classes which are representing with the primitive data type, they are nothing but what they're wrapper classes. There are given wrapper classes details also. To convert the data from string type to the equivalent numeric type, byte, short, and so on, we will use the following method. What is this method here? We have to use the know. All right, sir. Now that method would be like what they know. All right, public static xxx parse xxx string value. Example, int val is equal to integer dot parse int of 10. Here we provide. For example, in place of this 10, if we provide abc, is it possible to convert the data from abc to any numeric equivalent value? Is there any numeric equivalent value for this abc? No numeric equivalent value is available here. Are you getting my point or not? So there we are able to get number format exception. There we are able to get an exception. What is that exception there? No, number format exception. So in the form of string also we have to provide what they know, numeric value only. In the form of the string we have to provide what their numeric value only. Then for that string 10 there is an integer 10. For a string abc, no integer representation, so we are unable to provide any conversion there. There we are able to get number format exception. Observe carefully. So for example, here itself I'm telling there in the same program here I'm able to show. If I execute this program here, first value 10 is okay. Second value I provided what? ABC I provided. Read line method is able to read ABC data that will be stored in the form of string. That's okay. But whenever we are using integer dot parse int of second value, that is ABC, here we are able to get number format exception. Now let us check this here. How we are able to get this exception here? If I click on enter button, there we are able to get an exception here. Please read out this exception here now. Java.lang. Number format exception. At which location we got this exception here? 21st line. Where is the 21st line actually? Now 21st line is available here. Int val2 is equal to integer parse int of second value. Exactly in this location. In the case of this parse int method only, we are getting this number format exception. That's clear? All of you are getting clarity on this point now? That's it, guys. Then after that here, what we provided here, this total program here we have taken. Then there we performed like concatenation and as well as like what there addition operation here we performed. So now tell me, buffered radius is largely depending on wrapper classes or not? Buffered radius is depending on what there no wrapper classes. All right. To overcome this problem, I want to read directly integer data without using two steps. First reading the data in the form of string, next converting that string data into the integer without performing these two. No, directly I want to read integer data. Directly I want to read what there integer data. There we have to go for like what there we have to go for scanner. Right. Anyway, then before moving on to the scanner, I want to take one more example on this buffered editor. Now try to understand this. One more simple example on buffered editor I want to take. Now try to understand this clearly. Right, sir. Observe carefully. New Java project. Now AVP 10. Right click on src, new package I want to take. Here the package name is what there, com dot Durgasoft dot app10 dot what next one here, no test. Click on finish button, where here we have to use new. Then a class I want to take, then the class name is what there, test, main method is required. Click on finish button. Now here we are getting like what there, a class. That's okay, fine. All of you observe carefully. Now here, first of all here I need to create buffer header. Buffer header is equal to new buffer header of new input stream reader of system dot in. Right, sir. This intersection here we are using. Then after that, my requirement is what there. I want to take some student details as a dynamic input. I want to display as it is that student details as an output. Answer my point here. I want to take what there, student details as a dynamic input. I want to display as this student details as an output here. Now let me check this now. System dot print of here what I am asking there now. First of all, I am asking like what there, student ID. Student ID, user may enter some student ID, that value here we have to take. How I'm going to take the student ID in the form of string only I want to take there. Now here I can go for like what there, SID is equal to beer dot what's that method here we have to use there, buffer reader. Here myself also be habituated for it completely. Right, sir. But better to use that convention only, buffer reader totally. That will be better. Now here, what we are getting there, here we are getting an error here. So what we have to do there, no, move cursor over there, add throws keyword, where what we have to provide there, exception, better. That's okay. Then what next one get? Then after that, you know, print method, where what we have to provide there, no, student name. Student name here we want to take there. Now here, string yes name is equal to buffered reader dot read line method here we are using string data. Up to string data here we are able to take like in the form of like what they know, read line method only. We have only two methods, read line and read method. Read method is returning single character. Read line method is reading the total line of data in the form of the string now. Next one is after that print of here what we are able to provide here about this. Now student marks I want to enter. Student marks here I want to take. Guys, now tell me, student marks I want to take like what they know in the form of an integer value. In the form of an integer value here I want to take student marks. Am I right or not? So here what I have to do there, if you want to get in the form of integer value, right sir. Now here we can understand int s marks is equal to, observe carefully, I'm going to use, can I use directly buffered reader dot read line method, can I use no? Buffered reader like read line method can I use no? Here we are getting error not. Why? Because read line method will read the data in the form of string, but here we are getting the data in the form of what there, integer. So this read line method is not good. So what I am going to do there no, definitely here we have to use what there, integer dot parseInt. Read line method is able to read the data in the form of string. The string value we have to be converted to what there no, integer value. So here what I am going to take there no, integer dot parse int of, here we have to provide the string student marks. There I'm going to use like what there, directly I'm writing the code, buffered reader dot read line method. Any confusion with this code? Any confusion with this code? Simple code. So first of all here what I have done there no, first buffered reader dot read line method will be executed. If you enter any data, student marks may be some 70 or 75 something else. No, if you enter the data will be taken in the form of string. That string value will be given as a parameter to parseInt method. When string value was given as a parameter to parseInt method will convert that string value, that 75 string value to what they know, integer value. There we are able to get like what their student marks here we are getting. Yes, sir. I'll forget my point or not. That's okay, fine. Now next one is like what there after completion of this. System dot out dot print of now here what we want to take the no, say for example student address here we want to take. Student address here we want to take. Right, sir. Now user may enter that address value in the form of string only. that we have to take like what the string SADDR is equal to buffered reader dot read line method. Here we are able to use what the buffered reader dot read line method. Like this, we can take any data, any type of data here we can take. That doesn't matter. So many values here we can take. After getting these 4 values, now I want to display the data. How I'm going to display the data here? Sysna download println of student details. I want to provide this. Then after that, Sysna download println of one line space here I want to provide. Next one is Sysna download println of student ID. Right, sir. Plus here, what is existed here? No, SID value is existed here. Then after that, Sysna download println of student name. Here we provided like what that plus S name. Right. Then after that, Sysna download println of student marks, for example. Then here we are able to get like what there S marks. Then after that, Sysna download println of student address, like what there SADDR, like this can be provided. All values here we are able to provide. Then we are able to get some output. Let me click on this one. If I click on this one here, now program is asking to me student ID. Say for example S-111 student ID. Student name, say for example Durga. Student marks 75 for example. Next one is like what is the student address, something else like what is the Hyderabad. Or some address location, street number or maybe street name or maybe plot number, everything we can specify. Then after that, click on enter button here. There we are getting clearly student details. What student details here we are getting now? Student ID, student name, student marks and student address. Then this is the data here we are getting clearly. This is one example. I'm going to use this type of examples in my JDB's application. If I want to insert a student data into my database now, first I have to take student details from user. So like this, I'm able to get all the student details from user. When we're taking student details from user, then what next one here now? We are going to parse the data and we are going to store the data into the database. In this example, just I displayed the data on command prompt on console. But when I take the data from user, the total data I'm going to be stored into what they know database table. Sir, all of you get my point or not? That's okay, fine. Output also because I want to provide there. Try to understand this. All of you are using this Eclipse IDE. If all of you are getting confirmation on Eclipse IDE, then I will start IntelliJ IDEA. We are going to work with IntelliJ IDEA also. 2 IDs here we are going to work. Right from beginning onwards, we are going to use both. Or else, half of the content I'm going to use with Eclipse, and remaining half of the content I may go for what there IntelliJ. But we don't have any problem. We are able to use both. Both the IDs work is required. Definitely nowadays in every company, we don't know which ID is going to be used by the respective company. Previously, majority of the companies have used like Eclipse IDE, but at present, IntelliJ IDE is also getting very good demand in outside. So companies are using either of these IDs now. But as part of your learning process, you have to know both the IDs clearly. If you know both the IDs now, then it will be good. But anyway, we are learning, right? As part of the learning, we have to go for all possibilities of the learning process. So I will cover both the IDs. By that, we are able to get some habituation. Right, sir. Next term. So this is what exactly the meaning of like what there buffered reader. Next one is what we have to do there. No scanner. Scanner here we have to use. 1 minute. All right, sir. Have you seen yesterday cricket match? Disappointed, no? Satisfied or disappointed? Somewhat satisfied, somewhat disappointed. So that's the problem with you guys. It's a cricket game, right? Definitely one team will win and other team will lose the match, right? Always why you are thinking about it and India is going to win the matches, no? On that day, who is playing well, that team will win. Who is not playing well, that team will lose. Moreover, how many catches dropped by Indians, no? How many runouts are missed by Indians? No. Then where is the chance of winning the game? Unfortunate thing is the key players are missing all this. Virat Kohli dropped one catch, very good catch, easy catch. Rohit Sharma missed one run out, is easy run out. And Surya Kumar Yadav, I think so. He's also might be missing some run outs. See, the mistakes are going on. Without having mistakes, if the match is we lose the match, no, it means that there no need to feel for it. But mistakes are available. India Pakistan cricket match, if you observe there, who has win that match in the sense we are saying India won the match, no. But actual thing is what there almost all, both the teams are equal there. The last ball that mimic is going in at last ball. The mimic is there at last ball. At last ball that match was there in the sense then only officially we are concluding one team won the match and other team lost the match. But actually both the teams are very good. Both the teams are almost like the same. Understand it in that match. But in yesterday's match, totally failure case for Indians because of their mistakes only. But still, they dragged the match up to the last over. Okay. But anyway, then don't disappoint by saying that cricket matches. No, if it is a case, no, don't see that cricket matches. If you want to disappoint, see, simple example I'm telling to all of you. Then I don't know what is the reason why at our home also might be in general, ladies are used to see that serials, right? Whenever they're watching serials, they're crying automatically. If you ask them then why you're crying, no, they used to give response like what there, are yaar, that girl having these many problems, no. Then how this girl, she is an IPS officer actually, but she doing some kind of hard work at their home. And then what is the requirement of her? And that female male person is there, na. See, the two worst things are serials only in entire situation outside. I can give one simple scenario. What is going on, sir, in serials? No, only two formulas: one husband, two wives; one wife, two husbands. Except this, any other formula is available now? Tell me. Through any take any serial. By watching that serials, no, our home ladies are crying. It's a stupid thing. First of all, what the concept they are using, no, and moreover, they are showing their sympathy over them. Understand it now. One girl, she married with two boys, no, but still they are sympathizing on this girl. It's the two worst case, right? That is one thing. And one more thing, when you go to the movies in theaters, no, when sentimental situations are coming there, and they are feeling totally, the entire theater is silent. No, I'm not getting some clarity. Why people are moving to the theaters, no, for the sake of entertainment or for the sake of getting more feelings, no, for the sake of entertainment only. But they are coming for theaters not for the sake of entertainment. They are waiting for the sentimental scenes, no. Already we have a number of problems. Again, going to the theater and again watching this kind of scenarios in the sense, then where what people are doing there, huh? Right, sir? Then if it is a case, if you want to disappoint by seeing by watching cricket matches, no, better don't see that, don't watch that cricket matches, no. Okay, right, leave it. Now let's come for our scanner content again. Right now, scanner. In case of buffered reader, already you understood this point here. If you want to read, if you want to get primitive data as a dynamic input, if you want to get primitive data as a dynamic input, then we have to use wrapper classes. Then we have to use wrapper classes. So dependency is available for what they know, wrapper classes. In the case of what, no, buffered reader. Understand my point or not clearly? But what I am telling there, scanner is providing very good predefined library. Scanner is providing very good predefined library. Listen carefully, to read primitive data directly without using wrapper classes. Advantage or not? In the case of buffer data, two-step process we have to do. First to read the data in the form of string, next to convert the data into primitive data types. But in the case of scanner, what I am telling there, it is providing very good predefined library to read primitive data directly without using what their wrapper classes. So automatically number of intersections are reduced or not? Automatically number of intersections are reduced or not? The scanner is giving some advantage over this buffered reader or not? All right, so now this is what exactly the requirement to come for what there scanner, that we understood clearly. Next one is another point here. What is a scanner actually? This point also here we have to understand. Scanner is a class. Scanner is a class provided by Java in Java.util package. Scanner is a class provided by Java in which package there no Java.util package, not in Java.io. Buffer reader is provided in what there Java.io, but scanner was provided in what there Java.util package from its JDK 1.6 version. The scanner class is available from which version of the Java? 1.6 version onwards. Which one is available? Scanner is existed. Right, sir. Next one is, if you want to use scanner, what exactly the steps here we have to use? That required information I completed, just only one line. In the case of buffer reader, wrapper classes dependency is available. In the case of scanner, directly we can read dynamic input. That means primitive data directly without using wrapper classes. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Next one is what there after that. What are the various steps we require to use the scanner? Right. Now I'm giving some steps. You know, try to understand it. First one is like what there. Create scanner class object. Create what there no scanner class object. All of you observe carefully. Directly I'm writing this in a section here. No, scanner is equal to new scanner of system.in. Why this system.in is required, sir? System.in is representing keyboard. Simply now onwards we can understand system.in is representing what there keyboard. If you write any data in a keyboard, no, the data will come to directly scanner. Now scanner will filter out the data. If it is numeric data, it will return the data as a numeric data. If it is a string data, the data will be written as what there no string data only. That filtration is available with the scanner effectively. That filtration was provided here inside the scanner. So first of all here we have to provide what there system.in as a parameter to scanner class constructor. That system.in is what there no keyboard. Again I'm telling there clearly, in is a static variable inside the system class. It able to represent a predefined input stream object. That predefined input stream object is representing what there no is predefined input stream object is connected with the command prompt. Command prompt where if we enter any data, the data will come to the input stream object which is referred by system.in. Then whatever the data which is available input stream, the data will be taken by scanner. Then scanner will filter the data, and the data would be directly provided by scanner in the form of string, maybe in the form of integer, maybe in the form of float value, maybe in the form of anything. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? This is what exactly the meaning of like what they know scanner object here we created. Then after creating the scanner object, then what next one here? Read dynamic input from console. Read what they know dynamic input from console. Right, sir. Here some cases are available. How we are able to read dynamic input from console here? Case number 1. If you want to read primitive data, if you want to read primitive data as a dynamic input, then we have to use the method. What method here? We have to use the public xxx. Answer my point here now. Next xxx method. Public xxx next xxx method, where xxx may be byte comma, short comma, int comma, and so on. One example I'm telling to you. Understand my point clearly. Int val is equal to scanner dot next int method. If we enter integer value, then we have to use next int method. The next int method is going to read the data in the form of what there int value. Say for example, float val is equal to scanner dot what next one you know next float method. Like this directly we are able to get it next to byte method, next to short method, next to long method, next to float method, next to double method. Like this here we are able to read directly the value, whatever the value we entered, the respective primitive data type here we are able to get directly. Now, okay, fine. Primitive data type solution here we are getting. Next one is what next one here? Second one. If we want to read, if we want to read, if we want to read string data as a dynamic input, if we want to read string data as a dynamic input, then here we are going to use two methods. What two methods here we are going to use there? Observe carefully. Public string next method. Another method is what there? Public string next line method. Here we have one important interview question here. Maybe at fresher level, interviewer may ask this question to you. That question is, what is the difference between next method and next line method? What is the difference between next method and next line method? This is our question, sir. Here we have to understand answer for this. Answer is very clear. Now try to understand this. Simple answer. Anyway, I'll show this program also clearly. Next method, understand it clearly. What it able to do now? Next method is able to read a single word from dynamic input. Whatever the dynamic input we provided there, then it able to read only single word. For example, if I provide Durga software solutions as a data, if I provide what there Durga software solutions as the dynamic input, where only Durga will be taken by what there next method. Next method is able to take what there no only Durga. It will not go for like what there no entire string. But whereas next line method, if you observe this, next line method is able to read the complete line of data from a dynamic input. Complete line of data from what there dynamic input. But listen carefully, next line method will terminate the stream immediately. Next line method will terminate the stream, or maybe in some situations it may terminate the program also. So zigzag implementation is available inside the next line. It's not in a even, it's the odd type of implementation is available. But anyway, reasons are not required for us here. In a core Java might be may understand it now. But next line method is not suggestible. Next line method is having termination of the stream and as well as termination of the program also internally. Depending on the situation, it's going to be happen. That's why better to avoid to use like what they know next line method. Better to go for what they know next method. In my JDB's applications, I don't get any requirement to use next line method. I'm able to use every time like what method you know next method only. Still, if we want to use next line method in our applications there, better go for some alternative. Go for some alternate, maybe buffer editor we can use, or maybe console we can use, anything we can use if it is the case. Now, why? Because I'm telling you clearly, next line method is not having proper implementation. It's a somewhat odd type of implementation is going on. After reading the data, immediately it may terminate the stream, immediately it may terminate what they know program also. This kind of situations will come. So better to go for like what their next method. In our applications, max cases we are able to use what they know next method instead of what they know next line method. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Okay. Now let's move on to the example here. I want to show this difference actually. Next line and next method. Now let's understand this clearly. New Java project, ABP 11. Click on next method and click on finish and don't create. Here, right click on SRC and a new package I want to provide. That package name would be com dot Durgasoft dot app 11 dot. I want to provide like what their test. Finish. Now here, right click here, new and a class. For the class here, we have to take their test and main method. Click on finish button. Now here, first of all, as is now, what object here I have to create there? Tell me if I want to use which mechanism I want to use, that buffer editor or scanner? Scanner. No. So here we have to create scanner object or not? Scanner java dot util package scanner is equal to new scanner of here we have to provide like what they know system dot in. That's okay, fine. Scanner object here we created. After creating the scanner object, then what next one here? We have to read the data, dynamic input. All right, sir. Now, first of all, next method, next line method, both I want to show the proofs. So because of that reason here, what I'm telling there, first of all, system.out.print of, here I want to provide enter data. Enter data. Print method. By seeing this message, no, user may enter the data, Durga software solutions, that I want to get the information. Data 1 is equal to scanner dot what method here we have to use there. No, now here I want to use next method. By using next method here we have taken the data. That's okay, fine. Next one is sys.out.println of print method of here. What next one here we have to use? No, enter data again, enter same data again. Right, sir. Similar proof already we have seen previously in the case of buffer editor, but again I want to show this. Now this time string data 2 is equal to what one, scanner. Here we have to use dot what method here we have to use the next line method. Next line method here we have used. All of you understand this clearly? Two types here we are using the data. Same data here we are getting. No. Now I want to display the data. Sys.out.println of next method data plus what we are able to provide there, data 1. Next one is sys.out.println of next line method. Right. Now here what we have to provide there, no, data 2. That's enough. Now next one is like what there, what we have to do there. Let me execute this program here. Enter data. I'm entering the data Durga software solutions. Next method is able to read only which data? Single word. Single word is what there? Durga. Only first word. That is what there? Durga. Software solutions are not taken by next method. Click on enter button. Okay. 1 minute, wait. That's why this is a problem with what they know next line method. Do one thing. Let me use this as a first one. Enter data. Enter same data again. Right, sir. Now again, this is data 1 and this is data 2. Now this is like what their next line method, and this is what their next method. Observe carefully. So here we are getting some uneven kind of execution there. That's because of next line method. Don't worry. Now let me execute this again here. I changed it. First one is next line. Next I used what there, no, next method. Maybe now we are able to get properly the data. Enter data. Now here Durga software solutions. Enter button. Now what it is asking there now? Enter same data again here. Durga software solutions. Click on enter button. Next line method is what there? The total data here we have taken or not? But next method is what there? Durga it has taken here now. So understand next line and next method difference is what there. Next method is able to read only single word from the data, but next line method is able to read entire line of the data. Entire line data here we are getting But next line method is able to do some kind of like what there, terminating the like what there, terminating the stream or some kind of, it is uneven kind of implementation is available for that. So not suggestible to use what there, no, next line method. Suggestible to go for like what there, next method. Still, if it is a requirement, then we have to go for what there, no, some other alternatives clearly. Right, sir. Anyway, now the program here we are getting, that's okay now. Observe carefully. And right, sir. This is okay, fine. Now I want to go for one more example where I want to take some employee data. I want to take as a dynamic input and I want to display that employee data on console. I want to take employee data as a dynamic input and I want to display that employee data on console. Then what I have to do here? Observe carefully. Let me take one more project here. New Java project ABP 12. Java project ABP 12. Click on next button. Click on finish button. Don't create. Now here, right click on SRC and a new package here I want to take. Then package name would be like what there, com dot Durgasoft dot app 12 dot test. Click on finish button. Now inside this, right click on it and new. Here I have to go for like what their class. The name of the class is what their test main method. Click on finish button. Right, sir. I want to take employee details as what they know, dynamic input. So by using scanner. So first of all, which object here I have to create the know scanner. Scanner is equal to new scanner of. Then what we have to take the know system.in. If you want to provide data through the keyboard, then we have to use system.in. If you want to provide the data through a particular file, then we have to provide file name. New file object reference we have to pass. Depends. Next one is like what there, system.out.print of what we want to provide there, employee number. Employee number I want to take in the form of an integer. So int envo is equal to scanner dot what we have to provide there, no, next int method. System.out.print of here what next one again, no, employee name. Employee name. Then what we have to provide there where no string e name is equal to scanner dot what next one here we have to provide the no, for me just next method only. Next method is sufficient, not required to go for next line method here. Leave this one. Next one is like what there, system.out.println of system.out.print of something else like what there. Here I want to provide like what there, employee salary, for example, employee salary. Here I want to take that salary value in the form of like what there, float. Esal is equal to, then here I'm going to provide like what there, scanner dot next float method. Right. So then after that, next one is employee address here I want to take system.out.println print method, employee address. Here I need to provide like what there, string EADDR is equal to scanner dot next method directly. See, I don't like to use next line method. If I use next line method, uneven kind of implementation is going on, uneven kind of outputs here we are getting. That's why I don't like to use that next line method. Just I'm using only next method here. Right, so now here we are getting our required data. Now I want to display as is the data. If it is a JDBC program, no, whatever the data here we have taken, the data will send to the database. Whatever the data here we have taken, ENO, ENAME, ECell, and EADD here, directly I will send this data to what their database. But my requirement is what there here. I'm not using any database as of now. I don't have any database as of now. So here what I have to do there, I have to display the data on console. Well, let me display data on console here. So for the purpose, what I am telling there, system.out.println of, just simply I want to write like what there, employee details. Next one is system.out.println of line space. Then after that, system.out.println of employee number plus here we are going to provide like what there, ENO. Then system.out.println of employee name. Next one is like what there, plus e name. Next one is system.out.println of System outer println of employee salary plus e-sal. Next one is system outer println of employee address. Here we are able to provide like what they know EADDR. Right. Now data here we are getting there. Now here I want to provide one line space before displaying this data. Now let me execute this. Employee number 111 I want to provide. Employee name, for example, AAA. Employee salary something else like what there 50,000 I provided. Employee address like this what I provided here Hyderabad. Click on enter button here. All employee details here we are getting. Employee details 111 AAA 50,000 I provided no, but float value is displaying there 50,000.0 we are getting. Next one is what there employee address is like what there Hyderabad here we are getting. Okay. Now this is like what I'm telling there a simple program on the base of like what their scanner. So too much internals are not required here. Just my intention is to complete dynamic input approaches which are required for advanced Java. What dynamic input approaches here we required for advanced Java? Up to that here we are discussing. Maybe buffer reader and as well as like what there scanner here I required here. These two things here if you provide no, that's okay fine. Then we are able to get content clearly. That's sufficient for us no. But apart from that, what I'm telling there, we need to understand even console also clearly. We have to understand like what they know console also. Right, sir. Then do one thing. Then console I want to cover on tomorrow. It may take some time here. Console I want to be covered on tomorrow, but I'm requesting to everybody try to practice these examples. Whatever the examples I'm giving there, try to practice without failure. Why? Because once if I complete this prerequisite, if I start JDBC, you should not think back about these prerequisite parts. Whenever I want to take dynamic input, directly I'm going to use buffer data scanner, whatever it may be, directly. There we should not think about it. What is this scanner? Why this scanner is coming there? So that's why I'm giving all these points now, even though you know all these points here, but try to practice one time all this content here. Again, I'm telling there, this is not the complete information of all these concepts now. For advanced Java, how much I required, up to that I'm discussing. All of you are getting my point or not? So up to for advanced Java, how much content we required, up to that I'm discussing there. I don't know where we are in core Java. That's why I need to take the responsibility of discussing these concepts now. Right, sir? And just give a minute of time. Let me share this document. And all of you are getting notes from Google Classroom without failure. Try to get the data and notes up to 30th, I think so, date 31st, right? 31st, 10/22. Already buffer data, already we completed there. Right, sir. How many examples we completed previously? 8 examples, I think so, right? Anyway, code is available inside the text document as well as that applications I'm providing in the form of GIF file. So without failure, try to use this. Okay. Already given that. Then try to download. See what I am requesting to all of you in your system, maintain a separate folder in D drive or E drive. Advanced Java material like this. Every day I'm providing the data. Then try to download that folders. That means application folders and as well as like what they know. And this is a text document. Try to maintain the data in our system separately. Wherever we require the reference, no, there we can go there and we can check that reference clearly. Right, that's okay then. That's fine. And advanced Java materials will be available right from Friday. Even the PDF document is also available for online students on Friday. Friday onwards we are able to have. And one more, a small request from my side here. On a Friday, this Friday, I may not go for the class for you. I may not take class for you. I'm giving intimation to you before few days now. On Friday, I may not go for it. I may not take class for you. But in any change, if any changes are available, meanwhile I will give the changes to you. But as of now, the schedule is what there. On Friday, I may take a gap for you. Okay, understand it now. So 7 to 8:30 class may not be happen on Friday. In the case, if any changes are available, meanwhile I will give that information to you. We have some time there. 3 to 4 days of time is available. I'll confirm it again. But max we can think of it. 95% of chances are available not to take class on Friday. This Friday at 7 to 8:30. Core Java class is available 8:30 to 10. People are disappointed, I think so. Expecting throughout the day holiday, right? Definitely, class is there. Core Java class definitely I will take, right? Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. Right. Already recordings are provided to everybody, guys. And try to contact with admin people if you are not receiving any records. Recorded videos are already provided. Then try to reach out our office. That means admin people they will give recorded videos. Already giving. Right. Thank you. Yeah, no class, no Java class from 10:30, right? Already topics are completed. Only one small topic is available. Then I will give some schedule for you regarding that. Don't worry.